Well, I'm a teacher in County Louth, as I said, in the town of RD. We're an all-girls school here. And just prior to the Rugbyathon, we had been receiving lessons, I suppose, rugby PE lessons from Ian Stewart, who is involved heavily in rugby in RD. And then he brought about the Rugbyathon, brought it to our attention, and we said definitely we'd give it a go. So that's how we came about things.
Tell us about what you saw on the day.
So what I saw on the day was girls of all ages engaging in rugby drills, rugby mini games. It was very inclusive. It was planned very well. It was facilitated very well by Ian Stewart himself. Great resources. One thing I did notice was some girls who I suppose you wouldn't classify as sporty were getting involved. They weren't afraid of the ball. They were engaging well. They were really interested, and that was one of the major pluses for me.
Colin, you're across the club and community rugby officer program around the four provinces. Can you talk to me about maybe what the specific details around what the activities of Rugbyathon would look like?
Yeah, so look, I suppose we wanted to allow the schools to have the freedom to go and select what they wanted to do themselves, but also have the resources, as Elaine says, to go and put in place fun exercises and activities for the kids. A big drive of the Rugbyathon, especially in this current time, was to get young kids back out and active, playing just in a fun environment, nice and safe, and especially in this current time in their class pods. Look, a big part of what we wanted to do was to go and, as we say, empower the schools, the teachers, and the staff on the ground to go and facilitate those young players getting back out, playing fun, reduced activities such as little games of ball tag, relay races, everything up to games of what we would call end ball or actual tag or touch rugby as well.
Elaine, the feedback that we were getting kind of when Aldi Play Rugby was kicking back into action as the schools were reopening was that there was a job of educators to help children relearn a lot of social skills and relearn how to integrate. And obviously, sport can be a massive driver of that. What was your experience of the benefits of bringing kids back out and getting them active using rugby through the Rugbyathon once it was allowed to take place?
Well, academically, it helped them give them a chance for a break. We know physical education, any sort of physical education, increases children's attention span then when they're back in the classroom. In terms of their social skills, it really helped. Some children are only children, they don't have any siblings, or maybe they have one or two siblings and they're not used to playing as part of a team. With all sports clubs stopping training over COVID, when they got back to school and they had this opportunity to train in small groups in their pods, I think it really helped them socially. So yeah, pluses all round in terms of their social skills and also then their academic work back in the classroom.
Yeah, so this was year one of Aldi Play Rugby Rugbyathon, and perhaps in that sense had a pretty specific function in reactivating and helping with that with children in schools. But would you see benefits for Rugbyathon going forward along the lines of what you said of just general benefits to children?
Oh, 100%, completely. Unfortunately, not all kids outside of school get a chance to try these sports. So to have these little taster sessions is absolutely fantastic. Not all kids at home, unfortunately, have balls. They don't have the resources or the equipment to work on these ball handling skills or to ignite a passion for a sport at home. So it is important that we do this in school. I know a lot of the girls who beforehand, before we started this, would have said that they had no interest in rugby, and now they have a substantial interest in it.
Absolutely brilliant. Elaine, thank you for that. Colin, I want to bring it back to yourself. As Children and Youth Development Manager, Aldi Play Rugby would fall under your remit, and Rugbyathon was just one of a number of initiatives that were rolled out in line with the return of schools. The Aldi Play Rugby class lessons was another one of those. Can you just talk to us very quickly about that?
Yeah, so look, we understood the need to be innovative in the current climate, but also to keep the program progressing. You know, we've been rolling out Aldi Play Rugby for over 5 years now, facilitating schools through packs and through the sessions on the pitch with staff and also teacher training. We kind of decided to have a fresh look at it and see what's next. So we wanted to kind of embed rugby slightly more in the classroom to give people an opportunity to learn a little bit through rugby. You know, again, from an academic standpoint, I was always far more interested in the sporting side of things. So, you know, I would have loved the opportunity to go and do my maths through maybe some physical activities, or to go and learn a little bit more about the skills needed to be part of a team. So look, we took a fresh look at that. Um, you know, we've went and we've put together a number of packs that teachers can go and use in terms of lesson plans on a range of different subjects, you know, be it numeracy, literacy, everything up to the actual values of rugby and how they could be useful within, I suppose, a classroom setting, within a friendship group setting, and as Elaine has spoken about there, you know, the need to build those social interaction skills. So, you know, a lot of the stuff we do is both individual but group tasks. So again, learning that ability to cooperate with those who you're actually, you know, in a class with, and in a class group with, you know, is one of those core things that we wanted to go and develop through that as well.
Sounds probably more like a resource than an active program. I know that the class lesson packs are available on irishrugby.ie. What's the feedback been like?
Yeah, look, you know, we've been learning very much. You know, every day is a school day for us as well. So we're making sure to go and take on all that feedback. Generally, very positive. You know, teachers do such a great job that any support, you know, they can get as well has been massively well received. We've had a lot of interest even from across the world. From Japan, we've had a school who have been taking on and utilizing them. Obviously, you know, great hosts in 2019 for the World Cup. So, you know, we're more than happy to reciprocate and to facilitate them. But yeah, generally, you know, we've taken some really good learnings from this, and an opportunity to go and refresh those. So come September, we're going to be, you know, really rolling out more. We're going to be looking at how we tailor them. So there's options from first class up to sixth class, and really relevant lesson plans for the teachers and for the students as well.